Years ago, after a bad line of business release, we had servers falling over before breakfast. The task sounded simple. Find the 5 processes eating memory across a pile of Windows boxes and send the app team proof. One admin copied task manager columns into Excel. Another pasted task list output into a text file and started trimming spaces. The process names with odd characters shifted columns. Memory units were mixed. We lost time arguing with text instead of fixing servers. That pain is exactly why the PowerShell pipeline matters. The command prompt and bash are excellent at moving text. Standard output is a stream of characters, usually split into lines, and the next command receives those characters. That model is simple and portable, but administrators pay a tax. Parsing. You grep, cut, awk, split, trim, and hope the vendor never changes the column spacing. At fleet scale, hope is not a control. Localized output, long service names, wrapped lines, and different versions all break text parsing. The graphical user interface has the same ceiling. Click one machine, click another, copy a value, repeat until you hate your morning. PowerShell does something different. Most PowerShell commands do not pass formatted screen text down the pipeline. They pass objects. An object has a type, properties, and sometimes methods. A process object has a name, an ID, central processing unit time, memory values, start time when available, and more. Those properties travel with the object until you choose to flatten the result into text, comma-separated values, JSON, or a table. That is the mental shift. Do not read the screen and carve it up. Ask the object for the property you need by name. Start with the exact pipeline. Get process, sort object WS, select object -first 5. Get process emits one process object per running process. Sort object WS sorts those objects by the WS property, the working set memory value. Select object -first 5 keeps the first 5 objects from that sorted stream. Small warning, that command sorts ascending, so it shows the 5 smallest working sets. For the top memory consumers, use sort object WS descending, then select object -first 5. Notice what you did not write. No regular expression, no substring positions, no awk. Here is a real admin-shaped request. Operations asks which processes are using the most memory on 3 application servers after last night's patch window. If PowerShell remoting is already approved in your environment, run invoke command -computer name app01, app02, app03, script block, get process, sort object WS descending, select object, first 5, name IWS CPU. The remote command emits process objects, then the remoting layer returns deserialized objects with useful properties intact. Add select object PS computer name IWS CPU after invoke command. And now you have a clean cross-server answer. Export CSV can come last if management wants a file. The big pipeline mistake is formatting too early. Format table and format list are for display. Put them at the end, because they create formatting instructions, not normal process or service objects. Another trap is assuming every command is object-friendly. Native executables still emit text, so old parsing problems can return. In Windows PowerShell 5.1, many admin modules are still common, and remoting often returns deserialized objects. Properties are there, but live methods usually are not. In PowerShell 7, cross-platform commandlets may expose slightly different properties. If you are unsure, pipe to get member and inspect the object. This episode is the hinge for the rest of the foundations tier. Once you trust the object pipeline, filtering becomes where object, shaping becomes select object, ordering becomes sort object, and output becomes a deliberate final step. Active Directory users, group policy object reports, event log records, services, firewall rules, access control lists, and scheduled tasks all become streams of objects you can filter and combine. My opinionated rule for admins is simple. Write pipelines first, scripts second. A script is often just a saved, named, tested pipeline with parameters and guardrails added later. Take 10 safe minutes on your workstation or a test virtual machine. First run get process get member, and look at the type name and properties. Then run get process, sort object WS, descending, select object first 10, name ID WS CPU. Next, add a calculated property for megabytes. Select object name ID, at name MB, expression, round S of WS, 1 NB, 1. Finally, send the result to format table auto size, and then try putting format table in the middle before select object. Watch how the useful properties disappear. That little failure teaches the boundary between objects and display text. 3 beats to keep. First, command and bash pipelines move text. PowerShell pipelines usually move objects. Second, because objects carry typed properties, you can sort, filter, and select without carving up columns or paying the awk tax. Third, flatten only at the end when you intentionally choose a table, a list, comma-separated values, JSON, or a report file. Chain small commands that each do one clear job, and your administration work becomes easier to read, test, and reuse. New PowerShell episode daily on this channel, building from first command to fleet automation.